When someone mentions opera, what kind of music do you think of? Is it something light and pretty? Or maybe something a little more dramatic? For many of you, the song that popped into your head sounds a little something like this.
L'amour est un oiseau rebelle que nul ne peut apprivoiser. Et c'est bien en vain qu'on l'appelle, s'il lui convient de refuser. Rien n'est fait, menace ou prière, l'un parle bien, l'autre se tait. C'est l'autre que je préfère, il n'a rien dit, mais il me plaît.
Even if you don't know that song, I bet you know its tune just from the first few notes. What you've just heard is Habanera, an aria from the opera Carmen, written by Georges Bizet. In many ways, it is one of the most influential and popular operas ever written. Georges Alexandre César Leopold Bizet was born in Paris on October 25, 1838, to a family of musicians. His mother, a pianist, and his father, a composer. Bizet was a child prodigy in the vein of Mozart. His mother taught him the basics of music notation at the age of 6, and by listening in on his father's lessons through the door, he learned to sing complex musical pieces from memory. Bizet was admitted to the Paris Conservatoire de Musique in 1848 at the age of 9, despite the minimum age being 10 years old. While there, he studied influential composers such as Beethoven, Haydn, and Mozart, and wrote his first symphony, Symphony in C. Bizet left the conservatory at the age of 20. In the late 19th century, Paris was the opera capital of the world, and like many composers, Bizet hoped to write a successful opera to secure a way to fame and fortune. Some of his early works, like Les Docteurs Miracles and Les Jolies Filles de Perth, were looked upon favorably by the public. However, Bizet's career was plagued by bad luck and poor reviews. After years of failures, Bizet pinned all of his hopes on what was to be his final opera, Carmen. Carmen is an opera in 4 parts written by Bizet with a libretto by Henry Melhac and Ludovic Halevi. It is written in the opera comique style. While this literally translates to comic opera, it does not necessarily mean a light-hearted opera. Carmen is perhaps the most well-known example of this style, and it is a tragedy. Opera comique refers to the use of dialogue in between arias and other musical numbers. Bizet began writing the music for this piece in early 1873, and the first performance opened on March 3, 1873, in Paris. Carmen shocked crowds with its harsh realism and the dramatic power of its music. Bizet died suddenly on June 3, 1875, after the 33rd performance of Carmen, unaware that his opera would receive worldwide popularity in the next 10 years. Today, Carmen is highly acclaimed for its orchestrations and the skill with which Bizet represents the emotion of the characters. It is one of the most frequently performed operas in the modern day.
And now for a musical analysis on Georges Bizet's Carmen, and some of the influences that caused Bizet to write Carmen the way he did. Exoticism was a movement in European arts in the 19th century used to depict faraway lands as places of fantasy, mystery, danger, and desire. This was brought about due to the invention of transportation systems such as the locomotive, giving wider access to travel for Europeans. This trend carried over into opera as composers were encouraged to use costumes and music to express characters colorfully and to give certain inflection to their character. Carmen is no exception to this trend. At the time, Bizet viewed Spain as brightly colorful, with a dark and dangerous side, especially with the Middle Eastern influence in southern Spain. This is reflected in the music of the opera with its pulsating rhythms and sweet and seductive melodies. Carmen also spends much of the opera flirting and dancing to get her way, even if it does not reflect her true feelings. This is apparent in one of Carmen's most notable arias, nicknamed Habanera. The original name for the aria is L'amour est un oiseau rebelle, meaning love is a rebellious bird. It presents a tango-like rhythm in the accompaniment that can also resemble a heartbeat that rises and falls, much like the elusiveness of love and desire. The melody switches between a duple and triple feel in a smooth, rhythmic descent. As the name suggests, Carmen is explaining the nature of love and desire, as it cannot be avoided, tamed, or captured. It operates in its own ways, much like Carmen herself. While this may not seem exasperating today, this opera presented a major shock to its audiences with its sexual themes and suggestive rhythms and colors. It depicted the female body and sex in a very suggestive fashion that was taboo at the time. These rhythms and melodic styles, however, paved the way for music moving forward.
Now let's look at the story of Carmen, told by very talented actors.
Hello there. Today we will be reading a story. As you can see, I have a few here, but today we will be reading a story that begins like many others, with a man falling in love with a woman.
On the square, everyone passes. Everyone comes and goes. Funny people, these people.
At the door of the guardhouse, to kill time, we smoke, we chat, we look as passerbys pass. Who's this beauty that wishes to talk to us?
Go to a rescue then. Don't leave her standing there.
And what might you be looking for, dear?
I'm looking for a brigadier.
I'm here, so you found me.
I'm looking for Don Jose. Do you know him?
Of course, we all know him.
Is he here?
No, he isn't with our company. He will soon be replacing the guard. Why don't you come inside and wait for him?
I don't think I will. Goodbye.
L'amour est un oiseau rebelle que nul ne peut apprivoiser. Hello, friend. What are you doing here?
I'm making a chain of brass wire to attach my pin.
Your pen, really? Your pen with my soul.
What does this mean? Such brazenness, all because I didn't pay her attention? Women and cats. They don't come when called, and they come when they are not wanted. With what aim she threw it, it made me feel like a bullet was coming at me. Such a strong smell. If witches do exist, she has to be one.
Mr. Brigadier,
What? What is it? Oh, Michaela, it's you.
it's me.
Where'd you come from?
Your mother sent me.
What of my mother?
She sends you a letter and some money.
Oh, thank you.
She also sent something else.
What is it?
She sent a kiss.
A kiss?
Yes.
Then I will send a kiss back for my mother in return. I should read the letter. Continue to behave well, my son. You have been promised the position of marshal at home. Maybe then, son, can leave the service and be back here with me. I am getting old and I miss my son. I wish to see you married. It shouldn't be hard to find a wife. The one I advise you choose is the one that brings you my letter. There is none wiser or nicer.
I shouldn't be here.
Why?
I just remembered your mother. She wanted me to make a few purchases. I should probably really take care of those.
You can stay. I'm almost finished kneading.
You'll finish it when I'm gone.
But what about the reply?
I'll come pick it up when I leave. Bye.
Michaela, wait!
No, don't worry. I'll come back for it later. That's best anyway. I'll come back.
There's no wiser or nicer. There is no one who loves you more. And if you wanted, yes, my mother, yes, I will do as you ask. I will marry Michaela. Nothing more of this bohemian with her bewitching flowers.
Help! Carmen has attacked someone! No, she didn't do that!
the lieutenant and Don Jose enter the factory. They see the two women fighting, and with a small struggle, they pull them apart. The lieutenant carries the other woman out, while Don Jose carries Carmen out. The crowd argues over who started the altercation before they are pushed back by the rest of the guards. After discussing the scene they had just witnessed, the lieutenant orders Don Jose to arrest Carmen. Carmen then decides to use flirtation to get out of her predicament. Luckily, her flirting works, and Don Jose allows her to slip away when the time for her sentence to be carried out arrives. 2 months pass, and Carmen meets in a tavern with a few of her companions.
We all thank you for accepting our invitation. We didn't want to pass the chance to drink with the great bullfighter.
Gentlemen, ladies, thank you. Both soldiers and bullfighters have much in common with the battles, adrenaline, and glory that come from the dangers we put ourselves in.
We should start leaving.
Tell me your name. And the first time I strike the bull, I will say your name.
My name is Carmencita.
The Carmencita?
Carmen, the Carmencita, whichever you prefer.
Well, Carmen or Carmencita, if I said I thought I loved you and want your love in return, what would your answer be?
I would answer that you can love me as you wish, but me loving you is not good at this moment, and we must not think about it.
Then I shall wait and hope.
You can wait and hope as much as you wish.
Come, Escamillo, we should be off.
After the tavern closes, Carmen meets with her friends to talk over their plan to smuggle cargo with a ship. Carmen's friends insist that she should come with them, but she wants to stay because she is in love, and she has asked Don Jose to join them.
You're finally here, I'm glad.
It's only been 2 hours since I've gotten out of prison after helping you.
What kept you from getting here earlier?
I still have my honors as a soldier. I wasn't going to break out. Nevertheless, I am grateful for what you sent to assist me. Carmen, I love you.
No, you don't love me.
Why do you say that?
You don't love me because if you did, you would have to follow me when I leave.
The lieutenant is heard outside before barging in to see Don Jose, Carmen, and her friends. The lieutenant tries to capture Carmen and her friends, but Don Jose gets in the way, allowing Carmen and her friends to escape. They flee to the mountains as they planned. Once they arrive to the mountains and settle down, Don Jose talks to Carmen about what his mother said in her letter about marriage. Carmen and her friends read the future about it through tarot cards, and the card that is drawn is the card of death. Meanwhile, Michaela follows after with a guide searching for Don Jose, though she soon gives up without finding him.
A few bad words, and I'm no longer fighting bulls that I worked so hard to drive.
Who are you?
I am Escamillo, the bullfighter from Granada.
I know who you are. You should stay where you are.
But I am crazy with love. I cannot leave without my dearest.
Escamillo?
I have come to find you. I love you, and I do not care what this soldier says. I must be with you.
She is in love with me.
Carmen's love did not last 6 months. Do you think she loves you?
Of course she does. What are you trying to say?
That Carmen has never loved you, and she will never love you.
Don't do this.
Yeah. Be wary, Carmen. I'm tired of suffering over you.
After everybody returns to the city, Don Jose goes to find Carmen.
It's you.
Yes, it's me.
I was born to leave, but I'm brave, and I won't flee.
I'm not here to threaten, please. I just wish to have your love.
I'm sorry, but what you ask is impossible. I can't love you. Leave me, Don Jose.
You will go find Escamillo. It's him, isn't it? Do you love him?
Yes, I love him. I will always love him. I will never love you.
What have I done? Carmen! No!
Carmen! Carmen! No! Carmen!
Amor